Hello everybody, welcome to the Malbeefance channel. Hey, this was supposed to be episode 7 of the series replay for Strategic Command World War II War in the Pacific. However, for those of you that have been following along, a couple of turns ago, around episode 4, I ran into a game glitch. Now, my understanding now, I'm not 100% positive, but my understanding is the game glitch is the result of a patch or an update that was done after the release of the game. And that's why the glitch was not encountered until recently. Now, Bill Runeker over at, I'm going to guess Fury Software, um, he's been able to help out a number of players, not just myself. He's been able to help out a number of players via Steam in order to enable them to be able to keep their game going. The problem here that I'm having is that after after I got my game fixed, after Bill was able to fix that for me, I decided I was going to do some file maintenance. And while I was doing the file maintenance, I accidentally deleted episode 6. So I don't have it to load up and move on to episode 7. So I was thinking, okay, how do I save the situation? Do I try and recreate episode 6 and hope nobody notices? I decided that's probably not the best way to go. And so what I decided I was going to do is I'm going to redo episode 6, the 2 turns in episode 6. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to redo those. And maybe we'll wind up having the same outcome, relatively close. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that things are not all sunshine and bunnies at the moment. So let's just go ahead. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the turn again, and we'll see what we get. So Japanese national morale increases as, against my better judgment, we give free India the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. U.S. forces deploy in the South Pacific. Now that is a scripted event, I believe. Units popping up on islands and over in Australia. Japanese scientists report heavy bomber development up to 95%. We should get a breakthrough there in a turn or two. There is our ledger for the up and coming turn. So things are running a little slow, and it isn't just because of the weather. Japan's position is a little bit behind where it needs to be at the moment. So our light carrier over there by New Guinea was able to intercept some kind of operation coming out of Australia. And a little bit of maneuvering and probing going on in China. Anything else? It's still relatively early in the game, so the Allies don't have a whole lot of pieces to play with. Stilwell declares that the Allies received a hell of a beating in Burma. Yes, they did. Frank Capra's Prelude to War is released as the first film in the Why We Fight series. Now, I have never watched those. I have heard of them, but I've never watched them, so I don't know if it's all just propaganda or is there any historical accuracy going on there. There's our activity summary. All right, so decision. Now that we're at war with the USA and other countries, there's a probability that we might get invaded. To prevent this from happening, we should equip the Home Guard to repel the invaders. It is going to cost 150 MPPs for 30 for 5 turns. Yeah, let's do this because I need all of the pieces I can get. Alright, so it doesn't look like we're getting any more alerts or any reinforcements. So let's go ahead and start over here in the Pacific. Alright, so that gives us Fiji. That's a help. So now, get my my screen here a little tighter. I want to send the submarine up to stand off of Pearl Harbor. See if he can't intercept something coming out of there. Now I know I could use the carriers to attack the islands, but I don't want to give away their position. Well, I really don't like having them exposed as they are. I'd like to have more surface units down there protecting them. But I should... Okay, so this... Alright, so my maritime bombers have spotted American maritime bombers. Alright, unfortunately I can't let that threat sit there, so I'm going to have to use the carriers. Hopefully take these guys out. Alright, clear datum. Ouch. Alright. Still clear datum. Okay, so that takes care of those bombers. Don't have to worry about those anymore. Alright, now you should be able to march the rest of the way up to Guadalcanal. Got some more surface units down there to cover the carriers. And we still got the Houston sitting in Port Moresby. I think that's about as far as we're going to make it on the trail to Port Moresby, unless I get a lot more troops down here. See if I can catch the Houston coming out of port there. Alright, anything else doing in the Pacific? No. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to upgrade him. Do I have any more help coming? Yes. He's not close enough. So the Dutch East Indies are like, I think they're like 300, 400 production points all by themselves. So the sooner I can get my hands on them, the better. And I do not have any place to land General Yamashita. Grr. Anybody home? Nope. Alright, so get the paratroopers ready. I'll drop them on Pelambang. Continue the slogfest through Southeast Asia. Yeah. So who we got there? The Warspit. Alright, can we make a significant advance here? Oh, geez, there's already... Okay. So I got Chinese forces already moving into Burma. I didn't think the computer would think of that strategy. Oh well. One more thing I got to deal with. So moving on to China here. See if we can't get anything done. Now just leave him in the town there. I won't advance yet. All right, let's see if we can finally get Fuzhou. Now, is he set on full bomb? Yes, he is. Nope. Still haven't gotten it. Get another core down there. What's he got? Just the one shot? Alright, we'll hang on for a minute. Alright, so give me a second here to finish going around all the different spots. Is he sitting on a road? Yes, he is. Okay. Alright, so do I have any more? Yes, I do. I got a bunch more. Alright, how many do I need over here? He can get out of there. Keep him on a rail line. Alright, so I need at least 2 more. So that's those 2 in there. I'll leave those 2 guys there for the moment. I will leave the Yamashiro to cover for the Unyo. I'd like to get him further south. Have him cover in this area. So now I got to get all these guys out of here. They can help with either New Guinea or the Dutch Indies. So taking all of this is pointless when all I got to do is take Batavia. So with that being the case, let's do this. I'll go ahead and have these guys help with New Guinea. And I'll hold on to the Japanese Marines until I see where I need to use them the most. Alright, so is that going to take care of everything? I believe so. Alright, so I got 164 left. Got to get weapons too. Alright, so we'll bank it, save it for next turn. Alright, so that is going to do it for this turn. Let's go ahead and advance. Now, so this is our submarine here, raiding merchant shipping near Ceylon. Alright, future U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson is awarded the Silver Star following service over New Guinea. So the last time we saw this, I had no idea what he had gotten his Silver Star for, but apparently it was for paper pushing. Japan develops heavy bombers, level 1. And industrial technology, level 3. There's our ledger for next turn. And there's the response to our submarine incursion. Alright, some naval warfare going on there around the Straits of Malacca, around Singapore. Do we hear anything from the Chinese this turn? Yes, we do. And the Aussies are getting into a fight. I'm not so sure that's a smart move on that part of that Dutch destroyer. Alright, Communist China prepares for war. That is actually going to help me, probably as much as it helps the computer. Because now I don't have to worry about staying away from certain areas in China. Alright, destroyer spotted at Melbourne. Now what do we got? Now that we have been at war with the British Empire and the USA for 6 months, we should start consider preparations to help defend against their inevitable counterattack. In this view, both the Army and Navy can be called upon to provide a total of 10 garrison for vulnerable locations, which is going to cost me 400 MPP at 80 for 5 turns, along with the 30 for the other thing. These guys think Japan's made of money. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just 8. I don't control the other areas where the other 2 are supposed to pop up is what I think is the reason for that. Alright, so we can get Mutsu out of there now. Let's see if we have anything out here. Oh, there we go. Dutch submarine. Okay, yeah, he's going to have to move up. I'm going to go ahead and play defense until I can get the headquarters up here and have these guys in supply when they push further down on the peninsula there. I still cannot upgrade him, but we can do that. Oh, that could have been a disaster. Ugh. Let's get the cruiser out of here. Oh, now that I've got that port. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked here. Let's get back to the Pacific. Have him keep an eye on Pearl Harbor if possible. Make sure nothing moved in there while we were gone. Oh, they're on full bomb. I need to change that. Just in case. There we go. The big boys are finally getting up there. Alright, anything else out there? Nope. Alright, so that's going to take care of the Western Pacific and Australia, New Guinea region. So now I don't have anything to go after the submarine. Not in the area. Unfortunately. We already did the Dutch East Indies. Get my submarine out of here. I'm thinking of taking these Marines and trying to get Trincomalee and Colombo. But I got to imagine they've got some decent defenses over there. I'm going to need to scout it out first. In the meantime, let's see if we can finish off General Hutton. Yes. Fantastic. See if anybody's home. Nope, not exactly. Need more units. Can you guys get up there by train? Not all the way, but better than nothing. Alright, so that's going to take care of Southeast Asia. Not a whole lot of stuff I have down here to be able to do much. Now let's go ahead. Nope, I already used him to attack, so I can't relocate him. I was going to move him over to Singapore. He'd have some better coverage there. Alright, so let's look at mainland China. Still slogging through all the rain. I don't know if you can see it on your screens, but we basically got monsoon going on down through all through here. Alright, the latest attempt on Fuzhou. Oh, thank you. That retreat was not a good idea. He's up to 2 shells. Alright, so next turn we'll go ahead and we'll try and take Yachang. I have a feeling he's going to be on the front line sooner or later. Get these guys moved up. I'm going to try having the 2 of them work together. Alright, that's everybody that I can pull out of Manchuria. Anything else I might be missing? Well, these guys can move along now that Fuzhou is taken, because this guy's out of supply now, so his days are numbered. Alright, we got anything else out there? So I mentioned before, so this is the unit that caused the glitch. And so because these are national morale objectives, I'm going to see if I can get him island hopping from Kiska into 2. And who knows, I may even be able to push him all the way to Dutch Harbor. We'll see how it works. Alright, so before I go ahead and end this episode, a question that had come up is what is the overall strategy? And the overall strategy is don't lose. Seeing as how this is my first playthrough with this game, that's really the most realistic outcome that I can hope for. Now, I'm going to focus on China and India in order to win the game, and then do everything I can to create a perimeter and stave off the United States and Australia. So that is basically the overall grand strategy. So, but first I have to finish with capturing the Dutch East Indies. That's a huge amount of production points that I got to get. So, The Solomons, the Coral Sea, all of that for my strategy, all of that is just a buffer zone, some place to give the Americans and the Australians to focus their attention, hopefully so that I can slow them down. All right, so that is going to do it for this episode. Um, Sorry we had to redo episode 6, but accidents happen. Sorry about that. So if you've made it this far, you're still along for the ride, leave a like, go ahead and drop a comment. Share this with anybody that you think may like this kind of content, and I will see you on the next one.